Welcome everyone to another episode of
Football with the fellas,
It's All About Big Blue.
Clay from
This is
Brooklyn,
going to
and
be an interesting episode we have today.
indeed. So, Mazo, who we play next?
Seattle,
Yes, Seattle.
the
We got to fly
Seahawks.
all the way across the country.
Oh, you know what, fellas? Know what, everyone? I'm trying to be optimistic. Clay and I were talking earlier, and you see me I'm working with it, but I'm trying to be optimistic about the Giants this week. We'll see if I can make it through the whole episode being optimistic, but it's going to be a tough one.
Listen,
what do you think about it?
We're 1-3, and they're 3-1. So, already that says something, right?
Here's some optimism here.
Yes.
But if we can eke out a victory,
yes,
we'll be 2-2 and still right there in the race in the NFC.
Right. 2-3, but yes.
We'd be 2-3, right? 2-3.
Right.
I was trying to give us an extra.
Oh yeah, no. We're not in a division that some team is running away with. We're in the mix.
Okay, it's going. Okay, so
But
that's a little bit of optimism right there. The sun is shining just a little bit, so
But it's hard to, Seattle and the 12th man, as they call their fans. That's a hard place to go for anybody to win.
Very, very difficult. Very difficult. Well, you know what? Just to recap, just one thing I mentioned early in the early episode was Malik Neighbors.
Yes.
Remember he had the concussion and all, and he actually there was a report came out this evening that he's on the injured list right now.
Right.
He didn't practice today,
Right.
and the thing is, if he doesn't practice tomorrow, he'll probably not play on Sunday.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. Okay.
Yeah, he said he probably won't play on Sunday because you need X number of practices to get in.
Honestly, I don't want him to play Sunday.
Nor do I. Not at all.
The young man, he's got a bright future. He is clearly our go-to man. He's our biggest weapon. We don't want this to turn into something worse than it is.
Right.
Let the young man rest and get well and, get over this. This can be, a long-term problem if it's not treated properly.
Right. Exactly. And as many targets as he gets, and like we said before, some of these are like going across the middle. He's getting set up for another hit to the head. So
I'm looking at it from two perspectives. One is the one I just said. Let's get the young man healthy. He's way too valuable to mess around with, especially in a lost season. Like if this was the first round of the playoffs, maybe you try to, rush him back. That's not what this is. Let him get well. But the other thing is sometimes there's a silver lining when somebody misses a game. And you know what I'm going to go with this.
Oh yeah.
If Jalen Hyatt and his 15 targets a game isn't there, somebody else got to get the ball.
Exactly.
And if Jalen Hyatt isn't on the field for 60 snaps, somebody else got to be on the field.
Exactly.
Who knows what will happen.
If Jalen Hyatt does not play extensively this week, and if Neighbors doesn't play and Jalen Hyatt does not get on the field, Jalen Hyatt has to go. He's probably, the rumors are that, like right now, the Chiefs are looking at him right now.
Chiefs are looking at him. Well, they should be. You would think they would be.
If
I'm
he
sure
goes to the Chiefs,
their chops to have him.
Let me tell you, if he goes to the Chiefs,
he's going
it's
to
over. He'll probably be in the Pro Bowl.
It's going to piss me off.
It's just like, why did we draft? Why did we move up in the draft to get him and we don't play him?
I don't get it. And even when we do play him, we don't throw to him. I mean, last year he played more, but still didn't get nearly enough targets. This year he's not playing or getting targets. I just don't understand it. He's way too talented to not try to use more.
Let me tell you, they're talking, which is, to me, I'm pointing to the coaches on this one. But they were saying, like the speed burners, a lot of times they have problems with running routes. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. He ran routes in college. He ran more than just goals in college. He ran routes in college. And this is not his rookie season. So what are y'all doing in practice?
Exactly. And even if it was his rookie season, how do you get better at running routes? By running routes.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. And even if all he can do is run a go route, send him on a go route. like let's make some safeties turn and run instead of coming downhill on our 15, 20-yard intermediate stuff because
Exactly.
they're not respecting the deep ball.
Exactly. Exactly. It's
They got
just
to turn around and chase Jalen Hyatt a couple of times. They'd be like, you know what? I need to stay back. That boy can go.
Well, Wandell's gonna. I think Wandell's gonna have a good game. He's actually Wandell is like second in targets
No, he's
to
definitely second
Neighbors,
by a lot.
and he's looking good. He's looking
he
really
is.
good. I like
I'm
Wandell.
worried about him health wise if Neighbors doesn't play because he's getting 10 targets a game now.
Right.
At a $1.85 or whatever it is. So, if Neighbors is not playing, is he going to get 15 targets and is he going to survive 15 targets? Anyway, clearly the ball needs to, the snap distribution and the ball distribution needs to be better. And if Neighbors sits out a game and that's how and when we decide, all right, let's move the ball around, let's throw to a tight end every now and then. Remember those guys? Those tight ends?
Please. Remember? I got to go back there. That was always our staple. Does Bavaro mean anything to you? Does Mr. Shockey mean anything to you?
Yes. Bob Tucker.
Woo,
I go back to there. Bob Tucker, 38. Aaron Thomas, so Kevin Boss, Zeke Moat, Howard Cross. We've had tight ends
right
and used them well, but not now.
But not now. I don't understand it, but okay. So the offense, we see right now, our receivers, again, Neighbors probably won't play. We need the equal distribution, hopefully some to the tight ends. What about the line? Is that line still healthy this week? Did you hear about it?
The O-line, our offensive line has been pass blocking very well.
Okay.
I'm just going to give them props. Their pass protection is very good. Their run blocking is very bad. Very bad. So what does that mean? Well, we're going up against a team that has their share of injuries, right? So one good thing, and I never wish injuries on anybody.
Right. No.
One reason for hope and optimism for us is that Leonard Williams is hurt, former Giant Leonard Williams.
Oh, really?
He's doing work. He missed the last game. But he's been doing work this year, but he missed the last game. Their rookie Byron Murphy, who I wanted us to draft, defensive tackle, is hurt.
Okay, he's hurt too.
Their right tackle, Abe Lucas, hurt. Hasn't played yet this year, I don't believe. They've got their share of injuries along the front on offense and defense that make them less intimidating and dominating than they might otherwise have been.
There might be a chance. There might be a chance for the running game to run. I mean, to have a
maybe. I mean, after last week, it's hard to believe that we could ever run the ball. But yes, maybe we can run a little bit better than 1.1 yards per carry. Like I said, the pass protection has been holding up. So even if Neighbor doesn't play, if Daniel has time to throw and he starts seeing there's other people besides number one on the field, maybe we do open up, and score a touchdown or two.
I think Daniel's going to do it, Clay. I think because look, Neighbors won't be there. So I have to look at the other guys. And I think the other guys will get into the game more. Because for me, I'm like, if one guy's getting that many targets, when I go out on my route, I'm probably not going to get it. So I'm not going to go out as hard, probably.
You might be right. And you know what else? I haven't heard anybody say this, so I could be way off base. But if they rule Neighbors out, I wouldn't be shocked if Isaiah Hodgins gets pulled up from the practice squad for this week. Because that's one of Daniel Jones's, go-to targets from a couple years ago. He had a good chemistry with him. And if suddenly Neighbors isn't there, maybe Dable says, well, who would you like to throw to? Who are you comfortable throwing to? Maybe Daniel says, oh, do we still have that guy, Hodgins? I want him to throw to Hyatt, and I want him to throw to tight ends, but I wouldn't mind him having, Hodgins as a safety blanket as well. Big bodied receiver, especially in the red zone. If we happen to find our way into the red zone somehow, somebody that Daniel might turn to and say, I trust this man with the ball.
I'll be looking out for that one. Then I'll look out for this one. I'll look out for that. Definitely.
But the running game, I don't know. last week really disappointed me in the running game. So I'll believe it when I see it. We got to run. We're going to run the ball. I don't know if we're going to run it successfully.
We got it. We got it. Like, if I see Daniel has like 35, 40 attempts, that's going to be a problem.
That's usually not good, especially in a loud place like that.
Right.
I'm just going to run on some statistics I found on the web today that Seattle is ranked 5th in the league in offense and 8th in defense. And that's not boding well for us. If they're top 10 in both,
okay.
That's not a pair of statistics that speak well to us. We, on the other hand, are ranked 21st in offense and 12th in defense. So I'm just saying, and it's a small sample size, right? It's 4 games. But so far, the numbers say Seattle should win this game. Logic says Seattle should win this game. Now, it's 4 games, so who knows?
I'm looking for optimism right now. I'm searching for that silver lining right now that we talked about. Let me see. You know what? I really still think they can do something. Our kicker's okay, right? I mean, we got a kicker this week. I mean,
we have a kicker. Yes.
Okay, good. We got that. Okay. We got that. Okay, fine. So but it could be one of these, field goal games for the Giants, which is not good because we're just getting field goals and they're getting touchdowns. Soon the score would be like 30-12 or something like that. And
not good. That's not good. Now, again, they are 3-1. They have all these great numbers, but I was looking back on how did they get to be 3-1? Well, they beat Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos in Bo's first game as a pro.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So, the Broncos are not great anyway, and it was his first game. And they beat them 26-20. So Bo Nix put up 20 on them. Bo Nix and Denver put up 20 on them. Then they beat the Patriots 23-20. And the Patriots are terrible. And they only beat them by a field goal. In fact, in overtime. So, they gave up 20 points to the Patriots, Jacoby Brissett at quarterback, and they had to go to overtime to win that game. Then they beat up on Miami 24-3, but with no Tua, right? They beat up Skylar Thompson.
Okay.
And the first, legit challenge they had was this week against Detroit, and they got themselves beat up 42-29. They gave up 42 points to Detroit. So they're not, this amazing juggernaut of a team.
I'm smelling a possible upset here. You just told me I'm feeling an upset coming here.
Listen, it's very possible. Very possible. Maybe it's not.
It's going to be a late.
But it's possible.
It's going to be a late game, and that's going to be the talk of the evening when the Giants upset Seattle. I'll say that right now. I'm going on record. The Giants upset Seattle.
That would be wonderful. That would be great. I'm not going to go so far as to predict that that's what's going to happen as you are, but I'll just say
I'm going there.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just going to say that they have not played that many good teams. They played really one good team and lost to them, and then 3 other teams that we might have beat. Miami without Tua. We might have beat Denver in Bo Nix's first game. So yeah, there's a shot. I'm a little concerned about. Well, I'm more than a little concerned about us on defense. I mean, again, are we going to ever actually get to a quarterback other than Deshaun Watson in Cleveland? I mean, we look great against him, against their second and third string offensive line. But
he's a statue. He's a statue. He's stealing the money right now. He's stealing the contract. He's really stealing it.
But I'm saying, Seattle's right. I said their right tackle, Abe Lucas, is injured. Their right guard is not very good. And the guy they got at right tackle, Stone Forsythe is his name. Not very good. I mean, so that right side of the line for them, for the offensive line, is not very good. Maybe we see a Brian Burns sighting. Maybe Brian Burns actually has a good game this week, and can take advantage of the situation and get us a couple of sacks or at least several pressures.
There it is. Burns. He's gonna turn it up this week.
He's gonna turn it up. Third degree burns.
Third-degree burns.
Third-degree burns. And maybe Kayvon a sack falls into his lap because Burns and Dexter are chasing the guy, chasing Geno Smith to the side that Kayvon's standing on. Their left tackle is Charles Cross. That's the guy who I wanted us to draft instead of Evan Neal.
Is that the other guy you wanted us to get?
That's another guy that I wanted to get. But at the time we drafted Evan Neal, I was like, please take Charles Cross. We didn't. We took Evan Neal. I was like, okay, fine. As long as it was one of those two. But I really wanted Charles Cross. And he's playing, solid left tackle. He's not great, but he's a solid left tackle. Anyway, we have to stop the run, which we do sometimes, but not great. And then we have to get after the quarterback and hopefully without having the blitz.
What's their big receiver?
DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf.
Who's bigger than? That's a big brother.
Big and fast.
Big and fast.
And wait a minute, they got two good receivers.
They have a couple. Tyler Lockett's the other receiver. He's the other veteran receiver.
Right.
But they also have Jackson Smith-Njigba from Ohio State, who's in his second year. He hasn't really lived up to the hype yet, but he's a very solid third receiver.
Well, I would say it would be hard to get targets when you got Metcalf and
that too.
But I'm just okay. I asked you that because I'm thinking like who in our defensive backfield is going to check DK?
Nobody. But you mean who's going to be assigned?
Oh, okay.
Tay Banks will be assigned. I don't think it's going to end well for the brother. I hope he has a lot of safety help on the top. I mentioned that Seattle is ranked 5th in the league in offense. They're ranked 1st in the league in passing. 1st in the league in passing. So
will the key be that we got to put pressure on Geno and
with 4? If we can get some pressure with 4 and keep 7 back in coverage, 2 of whom are in DK Metcalf, I think that's our best shot.
They'll just do a jump ball to him anyway. So he's just
we can't rely on Tate Banks by himself to win that battle with DK Metcalf. He's going to need some safety help. Man. And we can't keep blitzing. I mean, Geno Smith's one of those quarterbacks that handles the blitz well.
Right.
So the occasional blitz, sure, right? You catch them off guard, slip a linebacker in through the A gap or cornerback off the edge, and sure, but we can't go back to the Wink Martindale days where we're blitzing like 40, 45, 50% of the time because Geno's gonna be like picking us apart. And like I said, they've got 3 solid receivers, and they also have Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet in the backfield. Like it's not like they can't run the ball. So they're ranked 1st in the league in passing and 20th in rushing. But Kenneth Walker had been hurt for a little while, so they're getting better at running the ball as Kenneth Walker gets healthier. Listen, I've given you reason to be optimistic. I've given you reason to maybe not be quite.
The clouds are rolling in now. The clouds are rolling in right now.
But the reality is that team is better than us. I'm not sure how much better than us. And the better team doesn't always win, but that team is better than us.
I'm gonna, I'm staying optimistic, and you can call me crazy. That's fine. But I feel the Giants are going to feel this. I think the Giants are going to feel they need this game more than Seattle needs the game.
Well, that's true. I mean,
they need it more, so they'll come out a little bit harder, a little bit. They can't get behind. That's one thing. We don't want to get behind.
No, we do not.
I would even, I would say Debo needs to say, let's throw some screen passes to slow that rush down. That would be great.
We've gotten better at screen passes this year, so that would be good.
Definitely check downs, which is just kind of funny. Our regular plays are check downs anyway, because no one goes deep.
I'm not sure they even check downs. I think that's the play.
Through all of this that we talked about, I'm still going with the Giants because, again, it's all about Big Blue.
All about Big Blue.
But it's going to be a tough one. I know it's going to be rough. But
you got a score? You got a score in mind?
Oh, man, let me think. A score. The Giants are going, let's do it. I'm going to give you 2 scores.
Okay.
I'm giving you 2 scores. The Giants will win 24-17, or they're going to lose 30-3. This it sounds crazy.
I hear you. it could get away from us early and ugly if
Right.
So you're right.
If the Giants can stay close, if they can stay close in the first half, not making the first quarter blunders like they kick it off to us and we fumble and then they score right away and it's like only 2 minutes left, 2 minutes gone in the game.
Right.
Already see the helmet's already down.
Right.
You don't need that.
And last year, I don't know if you remember, last year we were marching downfield in a 1-score game and Daniel Jones threw a pick 6 to Devin Witherspoon, who ran it back 95-ish yards and was laughing at us, before, during, and after the game.
Was it an out? Because he can't throw out.
And Devin Witherspoon is no joke. That is a good young cornerback in his second year. And Tariq Woolen, who I was pounding the table for when he came out of college, he didn't go to the 5th round. 6'4", 220, ran a 4.27 40.
4.27?
And we didn't pick him. Or the 2nd round, or the 3rd round, or the 4th round, or the 5th round. And then Seattle took him to the 5th round. And I'm saying, seriously, we don't have room for a 6'4", 220 with a 4.27 40 anywhere on the team. There's no spot for that.
No spot for him.
In 5 rounds, there's no spot for that.
There's no spot for Jalen Hyatt. So.
And he's fast. Safety. I'm saying if you really thought he wasn't a good cornerback, he could have been a strong safety. Whatever. Don't get me started. The fact is that's their cornerback pair, Tariq Woolen and Devin Witherspoon. That's as good a pair as young cornerbacks as anybody in the league has. So, and Julian Love, another former Giant, is doing work for them at safety. Now, he's been hurt. He got hurt last week. I shouldn't say he's been hurt. He got hurt last week, came out the game. So I'm not sure he's going to play. He didn't practice yet this week, from what I heard. But it's not clear whether or not he'll be ready. So, hopefully, again, you never want to see him get hurt.
No, I don't. Never.
I'd love for him to have a great rest of his season, but I'll be okay if he takes
but not Sunday.
Sunday.
But not Sunday.
Right.
Clay?
Yes.
Bellinger, 3 receptions. Slayton's getting 5. I know for a fact, I can tell you right now, Wan'Dale's going to lead in receptions. He'll have about 8.
Likely.
He'll have about 8 out there. And there may be a Jalen Hyatt.
A Jalen Hyatt sighting?
It might be. Again.
You would think they would at least throw to him, whether they connect or not, because sometimes Daniel just throws as far as he can, as soon as he can, and overthrows him on purpose almost, or it seems like it. But at least throw at him. Throw in his general vicinity, please.
I'll tell you right now again. I'll just say, and I began early, and I'll say it again. If Hyatt doesn't play, and he doesn't play a lot in this game, then he's changing uniforms.
Well, we
might as well
trade him. We might as well trade him.
Might as well trade him if you're not going to play together.
If he can't get on the field when Neighbors is off the field, you're right. Then we might as well get something for him. And Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, I'm sure, are licking their chops, saying, "Yeah, we'll find something to do with him. Yeah, send him our way. We know what to do." And then 2 years from now, when he's in the Pro Bowl and wearing his 2 Super Bowl rings, he's saying, "Well, he didn't do that with us
because you didn't use him.
Because you didn't use him."
We're coming up.
All right, I love the optimism and enthusiasm. I love it.
It's still early. It's still early. That's why I'm there.
I hear you.
I'm thinking not just the game. I'm thinking MC East. We're still in it.
Oh yeah.
That's where my mind is.
We're still in it.
And the math is still mathing, so I'm still good with it now. I know you people listening right now. You're going, "What is wrong with him? Is he serious?" When it's all about Big Blue, that's what you think about. All you need is to find one reason, one little sliver of hope. You hold on to it, no matter what. People call you crazy. That's all right.
That's all right.
It's all about Big Blue.
We've been through a lot, thick and thin. We've been a lot. You see all these socks and hats and sweatpants and everything. It's because it's all about Big Blue.
All about Big Blue. All about. So we want to say to you, thank you again for listening to us and coming in and leave us like some type of message, something like that. Let us know what you're thinking about, what we're talking about. Are we crazy? Am I crazy? And just, continually pushing up the New York Giants. Let us know what's going on. And please subscribe and like and share this with your friends because again, It's with, what are we again?
Football with the fellas.
It's all about Big Blue.
All right.
Until next time, everyone.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.